Welcome to Wisdom of the World. Today I'm going to tell the true story that happened in Mali. The story is about when you have to choose between your principles and your love. The story is called To Bribe or Not to Bribe. And it goes like this. About 10 years ago, me and my wife lived in Africa and we traveled a lot. So one day we also traveled to West Africa, visiting projects. I was the director of a Dutch NGO. And we visited West Africa, and we had been already to Benin, to Burkina Faso, to Ghana. And we were led to believe that there was something like a West African visa. So I didn't require one because I have a Dutch passport, but my wife from Vietnam required one. So we traveled to Mali with the understanding that everything would be fine. Now we landed in Mali, and there we were received by what turned out to be, a fixer, a really slick guy, and he had such an identification card of the UNDP on just to increase his credibility, I guess. And he said, "You have no visa, don't worry, I will fix it." So we are led in front of a Malinese official sitting behind his desk. And he said, no visa, huh? Well, he says, "Do you see that airplane over there?" There was this, they look so big, a huge airplane that we had just arrived in. He says, "I'm going to put your wife back on that plane unless you pay me $300. I looked at the plane. I looked at that guy. I looked at my wife. And I said, $100. He said, "Okay." And we both could enter. Was I right to take that decision? Now, there is a second part to this story. That was the arrival. Then there's also the departure from Mali. Beautiful country, by the way. And again, when we departed, we were met by this same slick guy with the UNDP card on who thought he was going to make more money of us. Because in order to leave without any problems, you needed some sort of special exit stamp. But my office in Mali also knew that. So both my wife and I, we had gotten that stamp. And we could see that when we were checked for the first time, we could see that fixer slowly drooping off, sneaking off, because he knew there was no business to be done with us. After all, there is an old saying that says, even a donkey doesn't trip over the same stone twice. If you have any comments on this story or suggestions for another one, do let me know. Thank you.